fourth wall.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's John Escudero. I'm here with my boy Greg. Hello. Say what up to the people, my friend.
What up, people?
That's what's up. He's got a very enthusiastic what up for you guys. Nick won't be joining us this week. He is out on assignment. I don't even know if we should say where he was anymore. I guess that's something he doesn't want to be associated with at the moment, but he'll probably tell his own story next week. We like to let people tell their own stories here at Dirt Sheet Radio. But what up, man? If you're up with us in the middle of the night, say what's up, leave us a comment, talk with us, play with us. You know how that goes. Otherwise, hey, how you all doing? I'm trying to see if there's like an animal behind me or something. Why the fuck would something touch my green screen? Anyway, it's the middle of the night, folks. If you're a sicko and you're up to talk about pro wrestling with us, thank you. And if you're watching us in the morning on your way to work or, whenever you want on demand after this, thank you as well. You're just as valued. But yeah, man, you know what we're going to do?
For all the overnighters, glad to give you some live content to get you through your work day.
Yeah, we love that. That's right, all you overnight workers out there.
As a fellow overnighter, I get it.
You're allowed. You're allowed tonight, my friend. We're gonna go over the last 7 days of pro wrestling news as we like to do here. Well, I've got a fun little thing I discovered with Nick last week. Not discovered, but I figure we can just kind of, talk about the news as we look at the news. I actually
yes.
I couldn't do an outline because I got so much to do, but I was like, this is actually really fun. We can just kind of go through the week's news as we look at this very trustworthy news source right here. I've never heard of them. Dirt Sheet Radio, great place. I would go check them out as well. It seems everyone is. Anyway, so I mean, Greg, how you feeling? How you feeling this last week of pro wrestling? Anything crazy you wanted to talk about off the back?
I don't really think there is anything particularly crazy going on. I know that we're setting up for the 5-Star Grand Prix in Stardom. That's their big yearly tournament. All the Japanese places have won.
It is. It's about that time. It is tournament season, actually.
Yes, July. It is. You're absolutely right. The 5-Star Grand Prix will be starting up soon. The Champions Carnival, I think, actually happened a little while back.
Yeah.
For All Japan Pro Wrestling, the G1 Climax, very famously, will be starting quite soon in July. And is the N1 starting this summer?
It is, isn't it? Isn't it always?
I don't remember when the N1 tournament is personally. And occasionally, we've got some very interesting, a lot of exporting of talent by the WWE.
Oh, they are sending people out there. We got AJ and EO next week. But
yes.
Did you get to that is next week, isn't it? The 13th? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Next Saturday. But yeah, did you get to watch Dynamite?
Yes, actually I did get to watch it this week.
Nice. I thought it was a pretty damn good episode. One of those set the tone for the rest of the pay-per-view build type dealios. We did get the return of Hangman Page with a tweaked gimmick. I guess he has spent the last 5 months drinking and obsessing over Swerve Strickland. He wants that man. He wants that man dead, I presume. Anyway, Max is no Tanahashi in the G1 for the first time in 20 years. No Ishii for the first time in 11 years. That's right. That is a pretty big deal.
And more importantly, for the first time in many years, no Toru Yano. That's right. No days off for you suckers.
It's all bangs. They got evil in there now. Oh, it's fucked up.
Well, see, here's the thing, though, right? the G1 is supposed to be where Evil shines because he doesn't have to do a long match.
Yeah, you would think.
That's where he used to shine brightest.
Well, but that's before he was like weighed down by all the dressings of a House of Torture.
The Bullet Club / House of Torture, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we did get to see finally Mercedes and Britt Baker face to face. She said Mercedes fucking hell. Britt Baker said she caught a damn mini stroke.
Yeah.
Jesus. I was like, why are you back in the ring? What kind of shit is that? Go home. Go fucking home. Stop being here. But getting past that, I should have had it ready. The Road to WrestleMania documentary. Did you? I haven't gotten.
I have not touched it.
I've seen quotes, some funny quotes. I saw some interesting stuff. One of them.
I've not.
Laughing. Was
the only thing I saw was like a clip where Roman says he runs this company, and they cut to Hunter saying something silly.
What was that? I didn't see that.
I found it on the Instagram. I couldn't even make out what Hunter said, but they made a whole thing about it. Other than that, no, I haven't paid attention to it. Some other friends of mine are like. Some other friends of mine are making it out as if the documentary proves that the pivot was not a pivot.
Yeah, that's why it took so long for the documentary to come out, right?
That was the other thing. That was another thing that got pointed out in that chat room. Yes, everyone was just like, "Yeah, it took a few extra weeks so everyone got their story straight."
Yeah, that's because it was straight from the beginning, right? Exactly. Anyway,
listen. I'm the first one to say, like, you can believe it was a work from the start. Just explain to me why Cody gave it away.
Yeah.
And then took it back, and then we never spoke of it again.
I mean, that's one of the things they showed. That's a clip I did see, or at least not a clip, but a quote of Cody being like, I excuse me if I don't seem enthusiastic about this. I did see another quote with Dwayne saying that it was his idea to pivot back to Cody versus Roman because he didn't like that the fans didn't like what they were doing.
Okay.
I was like, okay, Dwayne. That's a good twist. This guy's great with words. This guy, you see,
well, it's sort of a funny way to look at it in the sense of just like no. I'ma say it was a pivot, but the pivot was mine.
It was my idea. You see, I thought of it.
So it doesn't matter if we pivoted because I get to claim the winning fucking pass.
Yeah. And where did the idea come from, huh? You just pick it up on a toilet? Yeah. Yeah, no inspirational process at all. That's funny as hell. Someone who did see the documentary says that like they cut to Triple H afterwards, and then he explains it in a way that you understand Triple H is the one who made the pivot. So I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. This is the kind of shit they probably spent the last 5 or whatever months, 2 months trying to fix in the documentary. Like, how do we make these contradicting stories work without pissing either one of them off because they're both our bosses? This had to be the hardest fucking thing.
You ever watch those documentaries where like there seems to be a bunch of comments and everything looks absolutely the same, and then you get toward the end of the documentary and all of a sudden everybody is answering questions in a different location.
What happened? You look different today. You've got a beard. What the fuck?
It's like, oh, there was some last minute guerrilla filming. I see.
Yeah, so what happened was there was a lawsuit, and one of us got one. It turns out one of us was a predator. It's usually how that goes. Yeah, you get the old credit screen, and so and so is charged with 6 months and probation.
I'll say this, which I thought was interesting and kind of cool for the thing I watched. I once caught like a Jim Crockett Promotions documentary. I thought it was very good. apparently at like the 11th hour, they were actually able to get Jim Crockett Jr. available for an interview for it.
Oh, nice.
So like they got like you see him you see him just like straight up. It's a hotel. They clearly set this up last minute, but they set him up at a hotel and they spoke to him and they got all their questions and answers out of him. And it ended up being one of the biggest interviews of the entire documentary because it comes out to being the bigger question that everyone asks about Jim Crockett toward the end of it, which is like, is it Dusty's fault that everything went down to the wayside? And Jim Crockett's like, no, it's my fault. I hired him.
That's great, but I mean that still kind of says it's Dusty's fault, like in a roundabout. I take responsibility because I put him in the position to make the stupid fucking move. Nice.
It's kind of like saying like it might be Dusty's fault, but really it's my fault for giving him the job.
That's what I say when my kids fuck up. Yeah, you know what? It's my fault for fucking letting you be in this damn position in the first place. Get out of my face!
So it's noble that you took responsibility for it, but you almost kind of backhandedly threw him under the bus.
That's great. That's a great thing to get on tape at the end there. But yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought that was the funniest thing for anybody to say it's their idea to pivot. Like, sorry, I feel like there was 20,000 people screaming at
What's funny about that, because I had seen something earlier today actually. It's like it's a tale of two stories. It's the WrestleMania documentary is a few people trying to take credit for making WrestleMania 40 work out. And on the other side, we've got the WCW documentary, which is a whole bunch of people trying to blame everyone else for it falling apart. And the best part, it's 4 people blaming everyone else for it falling apart, and Bret Hart calling them all fucking idiots.
I have no intention of watching that.
I
heard that, and you know what's sad?
That was the supercut side. The supercut of Bret calling them all idiots is great.
That's enough for me. But no, my thing is that I actually did have a little curiosity towards it when they started saying like, because I was like, what the fuck could they possibly even be talking about? Like, what are you even saying? Like, who killed WCW? Like, what is your question?
Right. And what's to say that hasn't been said?
And it turns out the question is being asked by people who killed it, and they're trying to get the heat off themselves, and that's the whole documentary. Who really killed WCW? Because it wasn't me. That's the whole fucking documentary. Right. And then Eric Bischoff, he's crying, Kevin Nash said all these good things about me, and I feel vindicated now, and I feel like I didn't kill WCW. You still are fucking one of the fucking cancers of the damn company. Don't you fucking dare get any cathartic fucking moment out of this. You old piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not watching that shit. Hell no.
Did you see the bro count?
No, I saw that it was like 300 something times. Vince Russo said bro, but what the fuck? I thought that somebody guessed it and they gave them something.
Yeah.
Was it like a house? What are we giving away? What the
I have no idea. Yeah, it's a very interesting tale of just like a bunch of people trying to take responsibility and a bunch of people trying to pass it off.
Yeah, I'm not watching that trash. WCW.
Vince Russo, I was like Bischoff, Russo. Who else is on there? That's like the
Nash, but he's Kevin Nash.
I mean, like Kevin Nash isn't responsible. Kevin Nash is just a weird player in it.
Yeah, he was a symptom. Yeah, I'll be the booker. I got this. Speaking of WCW, WWE filed to trademark Super Brawl. I would imagine this was maybe just housekeeping and updating trademarks and keeping things and making sure things are in order, but you got some people imagining this would be another NXT show. They've been doing that lately. All the ECW and WCW pay-per-view names just go back to NXT.
Yeah, was it Great American Bash, Heat Wave?
Yeah, Halloween.
Also,
Havoc.
a few classic Attitude Era pay-per-views.
Yeah, No Mercy, Vengeance Day. It's even though it's not. It used to just be Vengeance. Like, what's Vengeance Day? What the fuck is that? Anyway, you see that Wrestle Dynasty announcement?
I did, yes.
That was cool. I didn't know what it was coming, but Excalibur was like, New Japan has an announcement for a new event. And I was like, oh, I kind of had a suspicion, but I thought like, oh, that's nice. They're giving them an ad space. So they did pay for half the show. So, you know, like, that's cool. But I had a suspicion. Like, what are they about to say? And as soon as Bryan Danielson showed up on the screen, I was like, oh, they're fucking doing it. They're fucking doing it. I thought they were gonna do like like Forbidden Door in Japan or something, but it was like even bigger than that. It's like Wrestle Dynasty, the Tokyo Dome. I was like, oh, that was very cool. Big pop from me. I'm almost adjusted my whole Japan trip. It's like, we'll move it up to January. Fuck it. We'll fuck it. That's it. But no, I'm excited. But I know you had some trepidatious thoughts about this show.
There was a few. One comes from a place of bias because the original Wrestle Dynasty was in Madison Square Garden, and it didn't happen.
Oh fuck, that's right. I forgot that was a thing.
Yes. And I was excited, and I was really thinking about like putting money to the side for that, and then COVID just ruined everything. Still mad about that.
That's great. That's fucking great.
Also, yeah, I'm just a little trepidation because like I get a little concerned about the big multi-promotional pay-per-view events or whatever you want to call it, PLEs. Please, players, whatever.
I would not call them that, but you do you.
Fighting opera. No. The joke here is that it's a 5-company show, which is really only 2 companies because.
Right. 3 companies.
3 companies, yeah. Because one of them technically owns. 2 of them owns the other 2 as a subsidiary. Go figure.
It's the world we live in today. Everybody's merging.
Conglomeration, man. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It could be listen. It could be a very interesting show if they really like nut up with it, but it has to be a combination of like. Here's the difficult thing, right? There needs to be a balance of willingness to put on what some might call risky co-promotional bouts, and the willingness for those promotions to also put their big bouts in this soup of a pay-per-view, right?
That's true.
So like there not only should there be a some sort of AEW versus New Japan match, or AEW versus Stardom, or CML versus New Japan. I mean, well, CML versus New Japan is easy; they do it all the time. CML versus AEW, but like there should also be like, I don't know. In my own head, I'm also thinking like there should also just be an AEW championship match on there. And CMLL for whatever. Not that they really care about belts over there, but there should be something.
Too. Fuck that. Hell yeah.
Sure, some of them, and the big what's the red belt? Wonder of Stardom.
World of Stardom.
World of Stardom Championship match. There should be something of that sort. I guess it depends on what kind of show you're trying to put on here. I'm thinking of like the old All Japan Women's Super shows that had matches from all sorts of corners of the Jewish community on that event.
Those are even longer than AEW pay-per-views.
Let's not talk about that part.
Matches.
We'll leave that part out of it. But like the idea, I think, should be that we have something of that sort where it feels. That's what we need to happen. We need the program to feel kind of mammoth in scope.
Yeah.
Or else it's the Noah New Japan show from last year.
Yeah. Yeah, that was ass. I remember that was ass. That was butt cheeks. You didn't even remember it. I don't remember
the tag matches.
Yeah. I don't think that we're gonna have that problem here because they've loosened each other up with their matches over the last few years with the Forbidden Door concept. It even started out because even the first Forbidden Door, they were like, we got a 4-way for the IWGP. It was some crossover matches, but it wasn't anything crazy. Whereas, fast forward to this year, and Moxley's walking in as IWGP champion, and they've been working in Japan, and they're trying to get the belt back.
Yeah.
And, it's a whole different. I think we've had Brian tap Okada out on a Forbidden Door show. I think that AEW and New Japan, and to a certain extent CMLL now, they just got a title from AEW. I think that they're at a place where they're very willing to work together to do really special things, to have big guys go over other big guys. And I sometimes, I don't know how the New Japan guys feel about losing AEW guys, but the actual company doesn't seem to see it as a problem. And I mean, you got a situation like Naito where he dropped the belt to Moxley at a New Japan show and then won it back at an AEW show. So that's the kind of collaboration you get to see from them now. And I think that's a pretty good omen for Wrestle Dynasty to have. What is even I can't even imagine what would even be the big all-time Tokyo Dome main event that you could do at Wrestle Dynasty.
That part I struggle with, and the only one I can think of is the one I said is the one I thought was going to conclude months ago. I only say that because it involves a collaborative effort with a title match, with a long-running story, and the only one that fits those criteria is going back to Moxley and Shota.
Oh, that's actually really good. Damn, that's
if we're discussing a situation where Shota Umino wins the G1, wins the belt the night before from Naito, you could do AEW versus New Japan, Moxley versus Shota at the Dome the night after.
He's got to
risky. It's risky as shit.
That's even crazier because he's got to pin Moxley.
Yeah, right after he just pinned Naito and he's tired as shit.
That's big. I mean, and I can imagine Tony Khan being like, "Yeah, hell yeah." But that's big.
I can also imagine, Naito's good. I can imagine Tony Khan being for it. I can imagine
Moxley himself
being for it. Yeah.
It's really apparent too that gotta get that fucking belt on a young guy. We gotta prepare a young guy ASAP.
Yeah.
Fucking Naito.
Should we get into that?
Yeah, we can talk about that for a second. That was rough.
yeah. Moxley versus Naito was rough.
Boy.
I just remember. I remember sitting through So here's how this played out with me and John. I sat there through that finishing sequence, and during that time, I genuinely had forgotten that the main event was actually Swerve and Ospreay. So I thought, pretty logically, I thought, oh, okay, Moxley and Naito's the main event of the Forbidden Door. It would be the New Japan versus AEW championship match. That wasn't the main event, but
thankfully.
But right after it ended, I texted John and said, "Oh, that ended awkwardly." And even though it was not the ending of the show, he still knew that I meant Moxley versus Naito, even though he had no clue where I was.
I just knew. I was like, that's because it was fucked up too. I felt bad. I didn't even laugh. I wasn't even laughing. It didn't give me any amusement at all. I was like, fuck, this is rough. He's hurting in there. He can't even get up to do his Destino at the end. He's like, shit. I thought he was selling. I was like, he's selling. He's been hurt. But it was like, that's not selling.
Yeah.
It was rough. He was moving in slow motion the whole match before that too. And Moxley's trying to pace with him. And they're both moving in slow motion together. Fuck. It was bad.
Like the oddest sort of slow motion Destino you've ever seen. It seems like Naito doesn't even sit out with it a lot anymore because it's just an extra movement he'd have to do.
Probably fucking hurts.
Probably.
Yeah, I hated seeing him like this. Honestly, it's crazy to think of him as like old. Because in my mind, he's still like the guy that was under Okada and Tanahashi.
I'll tell you. I was gonna say that. I'll tell you exactly why it's so hard to think of him as old. Because him and Okada came up at the same exact time.
Right? But damn. But I mean, and then look at Okada. His schedule. I mean, but I would imagine he's also in some pain, just probably not as bad. But his schedule is also like different. He's not wrestling. I don't know. I was trying to compare it to his New Japan schedule, but I wouldn't say it. I would imagine he's wrestling a little less because he's not wrestling like weekly on AEW. He's wrestling like a special attraction matches.
Sure. Also, like, I guess that there needs to be the additive context that is, even though the scheduling in New Japan is like staggered, it's just harder.
Yeah.
Even if no matter what you have to say about those tag matches and the way you can go light on those tag matches, when that last night comes, it's go time, especially if you're on top.
Yep.
I'll always say it, like, Okada to give us that year one he had as the IWGP champion was a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It was greatness, but it took years off.
Absolutely. Some of those matches.
That is alchemy right there. You gave us something and it took something from you.
Equivalent exchange.
Yes. Yes. Shout out to the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Definitely brotherhood.
I said what I said. I know what
I meant. But yeah, that was sad to watch, and I hope that we get it over to Shota fast. Or any of them. Yoda Tsuji probably. Yeah.
I was gonna say there are some people I've seen who are really big on the Yoda Tsuji train.
Yeah, like he Yoda, or I feel like Yoda and Shooter are the two, and I know there's the other two, but they aren't at the level of not skill wise, but like how do you like red? Like what's another word for just ready to be on top?
I don't think they've got the connection with the fan base that Yoda and Shota have at this moment. Yoda and Shota, yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's why I call them shooters.
Shuji and Yumino, yeah. Lord, yeah. Who's the other two that we're thinking of? Who's the guy who just got a haircut?
Fucking Yuya Uemura and Ren Narita.
Yes. Ren Narita's got a long way to go. Because Ren Narita got dragged into the House of Torture Vortex, and he's got to climb his way out of it.
Yeah.
Granted, like, there's nothing wrong with having the one of those guys be the dirty heel, but, like, good lord, it's just...
You know what it is?
It's a stupid shit.
But you know what it is, though, with the House of Torture thing? And I'm trying to... I'm trying to kind of have a perspective about it because I know that they're very popular in Japan and I know they sell a lot of t-shirts. So I'm trying to think like, okay, well, I see Ren Narita as a fucking mid-carder because he's attached to this. But I'm trying to think like, do the Japanese see him that way? Like, does he maybe have a better standing with their audience than we imagine that he does?
It's incredibly possible.
That's my thought on the Ren Narita. But Yuya Uemura, did they cut his fucking hair? Whoa, why did we? What the fuck were we doing? Anyway, we'll get it back, man. We'll get New Japan back. Damn it!
Just get the whole thing back.
We'll get the whole thing back. That'll be good. Money in the Bank is this weekend.
Always an exciting pay-per-view, no matter what's happening, I guess.
It's one of those, like Royal Rumble, very fun. There's a 6-man between the Bloodline and Cody Orton and Kevin Owens, and they wouldn't say which Bloodline members were going to be in the match, but Meltzer said Jacob Fatu is not going to be in the 6-man Money in the Bank.
Is that so?
Yeah. I was like, shit. Some people think it's the it's the
Canada thing.
Yeah, it's the Canada thing.
Okay.
But I wouldn't. I'm gonna wonder. I'm really gonna hold off and see about that. Is that true? Like, I never Googled it. I just kind of assumed, and I don't really know what he did. I have only heard things. I never looked them up. But there's other wrestlers. Right, aren't there other wrestlers who've had like robberies and shit that travel? Is MVP not allowed? Is Booker T not allowed?
I'm pretty sure MVP made it into there recently. The Usos got back in there recently, but everyone thought they wouldn't be able to make it.
Oh, Max says it was robbery at 18.
Yeah,
that's not even like. Come on, like.
Which is essentially the same thing MVP had, right? Like an armed robbery.
Yeah, exactly. Booker T too. A robbery. That's just what the fuck life is in certain areas. You get it.
Let's not give that much slack.
But no, I mean
the story of MVP talking about his armed robberies is wild.
There's other wrestlers, okay? There's other wrestlers who've made it in. So I do wonder if we'll see. We'll definitely see. But apparently he won't be wrestling. So that's fucking weird. I didn't realize we were coming up on the 250th episode of AEW Dynamite. Shit.
They said it couldn't be done.
They did. They actually did.
Some of them did, yeah. That is the truth of the matter.
I know this is big for AEW, and I'm sure they have something big planned. The big main. It's supposedly going to be a big pay-per-view level main event. Well, that sounds plausible. They used to do that all the time in the old days. But I'm more waiting for the episode that surpasses Nitro. That's
that's gonna be a huge promotion. It's gonna be its own like fake pay-per-view.
I would absolutely. I hope he does. Tony Khan has just the right amount of petty in him to do that, to make it a special Dynamite and name it like I don't know, some shit. We beat the I don't know, some horrible petty shit. I'll think of it after the show's over. That's fucked up. Max says they should do Okada versus Ospreay. That is a big pay-per-view level main event for AEW. They've never had that. Although Okada and Ospreay, they kind of sleepwalk.
Before or after All In?
Before.
That's a risky match to do before All In, with both of them going into a big pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's episode 250 on July 17th.
All In is
All In is August something or other.
Okay.
August 31st or 24th, excuse me. August 24, and then All Out is 2 weeks later.
Christ.
September 3rd.
I feel like that is a poor financial decision.
Or, excuse me, 2 weeks later on September fucking 7th. Anyway, yeah. 2 weeks later for pay-per-view, but I'm really hoping we've been talking about it forever, right? But the AEW WBD rights, media rights situation is apparently their exclusive window for negotiation with Warner Brothers is about to come up, I think, next week.
Okay.
And at that point, we will find out if they're shopping around. But from everything that's been reported, it seems like AEW and WBD are this close to re-upping their deal and giving each other everything they want out of each other, like a beautiful relationship should be. And I imagine that will finally be the fucking HBO Max deal. Damn it!
I'm just gonna say outright, even as someone who isn't even particularly I'm not particularly for or against this situation myself, but what I want to just say outright is there are going to be a few people that I'm going to just stare at if WB re-ups on the deal and just be like, so y'all thought they weren't going to do it.
You made a whole business around that idea.
Like, you just gotta sit down like Captain America, just going, so you thought WB wasn't gonna sign.
What would even make them think that? That's what happens when you don't have full context, or you don't have to try.
People staring at those ratings numbers at whoever wrestle ratings, so whoever puts those things out.
I always say those ratings are only one face of a fucking cube. You know, like there's that one face, and then there's the
Like
it's always. I was gonna say no. You go ahead.
The thing I get, because the other group I know always likes to post it and point at it, is like the Nielsen ratings as far as like what hours went up, what hours went down, blah 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 blah. The Young Bucks don't draw, Mina Shirakawa draws, whatever. And like it just still feels like such an archaic way to discuss pro wrestling and television.
It's not even that it shouldn't even be this guy. Wrestling fans, I said it before, they aren't as a collective smart enough to handle that kind of information or to know what to do with it. It becomes just like my number big, your number not big. Yeah. It's like you
and then it becomes, oh, these numbers aren't great. WB's not gonna like this. I'm like, I don't think we understand what WB's relationship with the numbers are.
Like, do you know what they're looking for? Like, do you and you can always paint your own picture just by the information you're provided. Like, when you see these numbers and they're like, oh no, they're going down, WB is like not like this, and then a press release comes out from Warner Brothers, and they're like, we're so happy to celebrate AEW Dynamite's fucking ratings. 4 million people tune in every week.
Right.
And you're like, what the fuck? What are they talking about? That's the type of shit that you can use to formulate an educated opinion on how WBD might feel about AEW right now. Like, I don't know. You know? And there's other things. There's always other indicators. They had a House of Dragon promotion just 2 weeks ago. This week, they were doing Shark Week. WBD doesn't get, you know, like, AEW can't just use that. They have to be given it in an email. You know, this is what you'll be fucking promoting for us this week. You can't request. What the fuck is that? Hey, can we request? Can we promote House of Dragon next week? That's such a weird fucking I think it works that way. There's indicators. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
But that was funny though. They got their ass beat by Kendrick Lamar a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, all the white people.
Which is surprising, right? Like,
not for me, not for you, but there's some people who don't know shit about.
I don't even listen to rap music. It is an island of which I do not visit. But I understand the zeitgeist to a particular level. I understand it's the hottest song going in the world. Where he calls a grown man a pedophile and everyone cheered about it. And, like, of course that concert was a massive deal.
I just can't imagine that these people would tune into a rap concert, Greg.
They came in here for what? But let's be real. Let's be real about it, right? It's a Kendrick Lamar show. I know enough to know. Very famous rapper, very well respected rapper. Those people came for one song, John.
Yeah, and
that was a one-song show
6 times.
You know what that reminds me of? You know, the last time I heard about something like that I know of, right? That is some achy breaky heart shit. Okay? Billy Ray Cyrus started the show with achy breaky heart. Somewhere around the middle, he played it again, and when it was time to go home, guess what, motherfuckers? It's achy breaky heart.
Let's just use your shit every time too.
Yes.
That was actually funny because I heard my wife.
Time, it's another hit.
She was watching the damn thing live upstairs and she's screaming like 5 fucking times. And it's like, who the fuck she thinks she is, Booker T? Like, get up. It's funny. It's very funny. So, Tamara Stock. Tamara? Am I saying that? Tamara? Is it Tamara?
It looks like Tamara Mensa Stock.
Tamara Mensa Stock. My aunt's name is Tamara, but she spells it very differently.
Okay.
Tamara,
like Tamara Mori?
Yeah, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Olympic gold medalist Tamara. We Greg and I we've spoken about her before when she showed up at WrestleMania about how much more charisma she had than Gable Steveson. And so
John had her plucked over Gable on not even day 1, day 0. The day publicly fucking called it out in front of people. On day 0, he was just like, "Oh, she's the one."
You could it took 5 minutes. It's like, look at him. He's just standing there. And she's having the time of her fucking life. It was a clear indicator. And so the report is that she's been impressing many people in NXT with how quickly she's taken to pro wrestling. And they didn't expect
almost
her.
Like one of them got time to practice and the other was carted out there.
I know, right? Drafted to Raw. Remember that?
Yeah.
What the fuck? They were fucked up for that. We had to teach him to wrestle in 3 years. You got it, right? You're just like Kurt Angle. They're all like Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle was a goddamn anomaly.
No, they're all like Kurt Angle. Put him in a singlet.
God damn it.
That's not how it works. Yeah, he was not Kurt. But hey, she might be. She might be.
She might be.
He ended up signing with the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for that, man.
Yeah.
But it didn't even seem like a skill signing. It seemed like my agent's got to figure out what to do next with me.
Kind of like Lesnar signing.
Yeah, like he's gonna do a tryout or two, and they're gonna be like, "You guys to go."
It's when Brock Lesnar made it onto the Minnesota Vikings. It's when fucking Tim Tebow made it onto the New York Mets.
I fucking forgot that happened.
Yes, it did.
What the hell?
It did. Yes, it did.
God,
I don't even think he made it to the pros.
That's incredible. Wrestling. Well, baseball.
Yeah.
Well, I had
Tim Tebow and Michael Jordan crossover athletes that went to baseball and didn't make it out the minors.
Did you get to see that Lola Vice promo?
No, it's not. Was it bad? Was it good?
Gosh, it was not good, Greg.
Oh no! Oh no! And she was doing so well.
They did a thing where she's telling Roxanne about it. She does everything for her mother. Mother's sick or something, some sob story. And she's trying to cry, but she can't get the fucking tears going. She was rough. She was crying. She was walking up the ramp for Roxanne. She was crying, but she was doing her ass shake thing. I was like, what the fuck?
She's like, you don't understand. I can't turn this off. It's always on.
I just.
That's where I go. That's how it works.
No, this happens to me too sometimes, and I try to cry and my ass involuntarily shakes. I'm sorry. He can't stop drinking. He's sad today. I'm pretty sure Meg Thee Stallion suffers from that too. Like, just twerking when you're sad. You just twerk when you're sad. You can't help it. But yeah, that was funny as hell. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god! I saw that they did the big. I saw they did the big street fight with Mia Yim and Jada Parker. Yeah. Jada is still very weird about that ass bump finish. She just keeps falling down on her arse.
I don't think she's trying not to hurt anybody.
I respect that. I need you to put a little more. You can do it. Put your back into it. Jada. That's all I'm saying.
She has to watch some Toni Storm matches.
At least Asuka, right? When she
at least Asuka, yeah. But I say Toni Storm because there was a while where we used to laugh and say that Toni Storm's whole gimmick was that she has a fat ass because all her moves were ass based, and like her whole thing was ass based. And even to this day, the remnants of that moveset is the giant, the corner fucking ass bump, the nasty ass fucking hit. That shit is horrifying. I keep thinking she's gonna break somebody's neck. Like, how do you take that? Like, how do you?
I did not know about the Evolve bump.
Oh, you never saw the Shotzi Blackheart Evolve bump?
No, I didn't know Mia took it.
Did you see it?
I saw Shotzi's. I didn't know Mia did it.
I think I posted it on the Dirt Sheet Radio Instagram. Let me see if I can get it real fast. But she went and
I did see that Mia Yim teased the package power driver, and I felt bad for you.
Man, I'm so sick of them. I don't believe it anymore. Like, whenever they pull that shit up, if someone actually hits a package power driver, it's gonna pop the shit out of me because I don't fucking I never fucking expect it anymore. Yeah, you can't get me. You can't fool me once.
It will work on you again, huh?
There it is. Oh my god.
Oh, she did a softer version of it then.
No, she's fine though. She's less. She didn't have the pyramid of chairs to die into. She just died into this one. But great match actually from them. Good stuff all around.
She did a much smarter version of it.
Whoops! Oh, we got big heads now because I done fucked it all up. Hold on.
Oh no! We're playing on big head mode.
We are. Here we go. The tabs. Turn off tab audio is not a thing that I knew, and I almost fucked up the AEW rewind.
Nice.
Nice. I did that one by myself. It got a lot of views. That was really cool. I was like, y'all like that. Y'all like that. I can't do that all the time. I'm sorry. I will fucking burn out. I
saw you using those images and using them to the best of your ability.
I tried.
We need to get you on. We need to get your green screen skills up so you can just start PowerPointing them on screen.
I'll just do it like Tony Stark does real life. Like at some point, I can green screen like this, and I'll have a fucking little monkey dancing in my head. He's the best. He's the fucking best. I love him.
Not the monkey.
I always think back to like the I don't know if you ever saw it. It's Dexter's Laboratory. There's a monkey thief. Yeah, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
monkey with the super secret spy, the hot spy. He's got a hot girlfriend, but he's an actual literal monkey. And there's a lot of questions that I don't really want to ask about.
So many questions.
So many questions.
If you ask them, you have to ask more, and it gets worse.
Did you see SGW Uganda got a TV deal?
I did. Don't know why.
How do you air this? This is prime for YouTube. They could have made all their money on YouTube. But this
See, my problem with this is that like making a TV show just like kind of takes away all the charm.
No, I mean all the charm is about to be gone when they get that damn ring. But
that's true.
They'll get the wrestling ring, but you know what? That's not a bad thing. They deserve to have all the same things that we
have. Nice things.
Yeah, I mean, right? Fuck, they got themselves a belt. They got that guy Dan the Belt Fan who makes belts for a lot of companies out there. Most of the non-WWE companies have a belt from him.
Right.
He called them out because he believes that they're scamming people by doing GoFundMe's and things like that. But I think it's only because they ordered a belt from him.
Okay.
And then realized that they can get one for cheaper. And got a cheaper one done. And he ended up sitting on a belt, I guess, for no reason. And he's really fucking mad about that. So you see him out there calling them out. They're trying to scam us. Where's their ring? They keep saying they're getting money for a ring, but where is it? But it's funny as hell watching him fume over that. Other than that, I don't really have an issue with the guy. I know fucking Mac hates him. I can't even put his comment up on the screen to get us taken down. You see that Osprey report from Fightful?
Dan the Belt Fascist.
That's true. There's that report that Swerve versus Osprey was an Osprey idea.
Yes.
There, Osprey apparently told Tony Khan that he liked to lead by example, that losing to the world champion shouldn't be a problem, no matter who you are, and that he'd like to eliminate this idea that Osprey was going to come in at All In and take the title from Swerve. And we kind of called that's why they did the match, but I don't think I ever expected that it would have come from Will Ospreay.
Right. You know, what was interesting was I get the obvious pull to it. To my memory, I don't think I ever expected Ospreay and Swerve to be the main event at All In.
I guess I kind of thought it made sense to put Ospreay immediately on top, but that was before Swerve really started chasing the world title. He was hot, but he wasn't like chasing the world title. We were all saying like he should be world champion someday. I didn't know it was gonna be like tomorrow.
Right.
But once Swerve got hot, then you start thinking like, well, is it gonna be Ospreay versus Swerve? And if it has to be, then make it Swerve the top heel and Ospreay the top babyface seemed like the way to go. And Wembley would have been the way to do it, but they're not going to do it at all. No, what's that?
I was gonna say, I think I said to you, that I felt that Ospreay was so over that he could just be a big part of Wembley without going for the belt.
No, for sure. It's almost a waste.
And plus, he's got a belt on him now. You can just defend it.
That's also true. But it's almost a waste to put him in the main event. You're kind of taking the ability to have two big ass acts. You're putting them in one. So that's genius. It looks like they're gonna do MJF Ospreay at Wembley. Sure. That's actually one of the biggest matches they could put on. So Wembley is a good place to do it. I would be okay with that. I kind of want them. I kind of don't feel like they need that belt but at the same time, I feel like the belt could use that. The belt could always use that type of positioning with those type of 2 stars behind them.
Sure.
But you just have this because you saw Dynamite tonight. They inserted Daniel Garcia into this really heavily, and I worry that he's going to be a subplot to the MJF Ospreay thing when they could really be elevating him on his own to be one of the bigger baby faces in the company.
Sure. I think whatever situation that's also going to end up being when you involve the Don Callis thing.
Shit, that's right.
Will Ospreay has unfortunately put himself in a position where he now owes Don Callis a favor.
Dumbass. He doesn't. He didn't grow up in the right neighborhood. You don't owe somebody a favor, and that's the last thing you want to owe somebody. I'd rather owe you money. Like,
right. He's just like, I was just gonna need a favor in return one day. Like, oh no, wait, you know what? I was just gonna, I'll just stay here.
I did laugh though. I laughed about that really hard. That because when Ospreay said, "Can I leave?" I want to leave the family. I felt like, okay, well that's fine. And then Callis is like, well, I don't usually let signed deals. I was like, wait a minute, you signed paperwork? You can just ask to leave? Like, what the fuck? Like, why did he think
That's
that would work?
We see it in WWE all the time.
Well, that's true. I'm actually leaving. I'm actually leaving. Well, that's because those contracts are paper thin and people don't even realize. But until you fight that shit in court and they fucking
Punk's lawyers found that shit out.
I always respect Pac for just leaving. He's just waited them up. Fuck you then. I won't come back. We'll just see what happens. But there were actually people angry about this news. Jesus brought that up. People mad that Will Ospreay said this. I'm like, why? That's actually that's a trait of a good locker room leader. What are you talking about? That's great.
I think the same people who are mad about that the same people who are mad at Bryan Danielson for not taking the belt. How dare you not be champion, you son of a bitch.
Well, as one of those people, I can tell you that I'm not mad about the other things. You fucking bastard, Brian. There's this idea that Tony should have thought of this himself. But my thinking is that if Ospreay was never going to challenge for the title anyway, then Tony probably didn't. He was just like, what? Like, I don't even feel like I have to address this. You can think what you want because I'm not going to put that match on anyway. So you'll just be surprised at Wembley. But I think it's really this was good, and we ended up getting a great match out of it and a great program. The thing about this program that was cool was that there was a little bit of Swerve's title run that felt secondary to not just the elite stuff, because they did their best to insert him in there to make sure he's like part of it or whatever, but to this idea that Ospreay is like the top babyface in the company.
Yeah.
But this program positioned it like Ospreay only thinks he's the top guy in the company. Like, the real top guy is fucking Swerve. And you walked in here unprepared, cocky, thinking that this was his, but it's literally not his house. It's Swerve's house. I think that's just great fucking wrestling. Like, that's great booking.
Yeah.
What do you think, Greg?
I thought if I want to comment on the match itself, I just thought there was one part of it where it's an incredible athletic contest. There's the one part in the match that I just thought was great, and what really pulled it together for me is the fucking Ospreay going for the hidden blade, and he's just got no energy behind it, and the fucking Swerve just going like, "It's a good boy. You tried your best, and you failed, and the lesson is never try." No, take this JMS driver.
That was great. I actually didn't even. I forgot to bring that up. That was a fucking awesome moment because he legit. It did a lot to put Osprey over in that moment too, because he had murdered him. Like he actually murdered him, but the bastard still woke up and tried. He's like, man, I respect that.
Yes.
Now you have to die.
It's one of my. It was also one of my favorite finishes a couple of years back, which is I think it was like it was in Noah with like when Kenta was like still GHC champion.
Yeah.
And like the Go to Sleep was still a massive deal back then. So like Sugiura actually kicks out of the Go to Sleep, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!" You know, he kicked out of the GCS. But when Sugiura gets back up and goes to fight back, it's nothing. He is a zombie. He's a dead man. Like he kicked out, but there's nothing else there.
They pulled a similar thing with that with I want to say Takeshita early in his build. I can't remember who's fucking finished. I think it was like the buckshot. Might have been the buckshot lariat that he took, and he just like stood up, but he was like a dead character. Like he stood up, but he was actually dead. Like this is all he has left. God, that's good.
That's a really anime thing.
Right? That's fucking cool. Like he's got no pupils in his eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
That's great.
There's some very interesting stuff that you can take from that. I know Michael B. Jordan took a lot of inspiration from some boxing animes he saw for his Rocky, for his Creed 3 movie. The one you just spoke about reminds me in particular of watching like Hajime no Ippo, and you find out that the dude he's been fighting was out several minutes ago and was fighting on instinct, and you didn't find out he was gone, so he went back to the seat and never got up.
That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. What the hell?
Yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of very interesting Japanese storytelling beats that you can use in like, you know, the sort of dramatic fighting that is pro wrestling.
I think we should.
That's the drama in it, man.
We should take a lot more inspiration from anime. I think not enough people realize just how much shonen storytelling and pro wrestling storytelling intertwine, and how much they would benefit. Like shonen takes from pro wrestling all the time.
Pro wrestling is the original shonen.
It really is. And shonen happily takes wrestling tropes all the time. Fucking not we don't give a fuck. I really think wrestling should take some tropes from shonen. And there are some times where WWE showed like they were capable of, like, you had all the pieces there, like, and we didn't do it. And you could have set up by using, essentially, if you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, a shonen is an anime for a young boy. It's usually an action inspired, something like Dragon Ball Z. The idea is they introduce a strong fucking character that the main character has to fucking beat, and eventually they can't in the beginning, but they get stronger, and they do beat this guy. And then they introduce an even stronger guy that makes the last very strong guy look like a fucking loser. And by that, you end up putting over a whole new strong guy in like an instant. And it's a fucking great way to put new guys over in pro wrestling. We should do it more often. That's all I'm saying. Got the Creed brothers coming to Bloodsport, Brutus Creed and Julius Creed. This is like exactly the fantasy booking you never imagined. This is like perfect little things.
Along with a returning Shayna Baszler, I believe.
That's right. She is going back. She's on her way back to GCW Bloodsport, the same event. But having the Creed brothers on this card brings us just one step closer to getting Chad Gable on a Bloodsport. God damn it. We're this close. Could you imagine?
Oh my god. It's funny because I just imagine Gable just like ragdolling some poor bastard who got put in there with him.
God, I'd be
like, nah, dog, I did this for real. What are you doing?
I want to put him in. I want them to put him there with like the latest hot indie guy and just have him chat Chad Gable him the fuck up. He stretched him
Like,
into
fuck
a
it.
fucking.
It's like Chad Gable versus Jordan Oliver, and like, yo, Jordan's about to get stretched.
That's gonna be great. They got this Braun Breaker push going crazy. It looks like he's gonna be the next Intercontinental Champion for sure. This is the exact moment he should be Intercontinental Champion. This is like exactly when you want your hot young prospect to win their first title. Just a couple months into his run. He's great.
I get scared because there's so many of those that they've done on TV that just went on to do nothing after that.
I know. I'm always trying to keep this new hope open because it's not Vince.
That's true. That's also true. Yes.
Even though Triple H has
it's hard to break old traumas, John.
Triple H has a lot of Vince tendencies, but no, man. I think they see Braun as a really important piece moving forward, because there was a report not too long ago that Braun was originally meant to be like, he was meant to be out of control for Adam Pearce, and then Adam Pearce was gonna try to trade him back to Nick Aldis. Like, you know what? I fucked up. I don't want this shit. And so he's been so good on Raw that they're going to keep him there, and they decided that he's going to be a major piece in the Netflix move.
Okay.
And so
Braun Breaker's just gonna start cussing.
Probably. But I thought it was interesting. Like they immediately decided, like, okay, strap him up right now. Like, oh shit! Yeah. All right, let's fucking go. Max says that we see the Xavier Woods promo saying he is the number one.
I did see that.
Speed championship, and this is gonna legitimize his career. Something like, yeah, I think it's a Kickstart or something like that. But yeah, that's a total, company promo. I hate to say this. I don't even like saying fantasy booking guys to leave the company, but that made me so sad for him. Like, I wanted him in that moment. I wanted him gone. Like, I want you to go be free. You don't need this. I don't know what the fuck is out there for you, but you don't need this.
A lot more video game stuff.
God, you could have a great hosting career. Like, something. Anything. But hearing him talk about, like Max said, kickstarting his 20-year career with the WWE Speed Championship. 2-minute matches on Twitter.
On the joke.
But it's not even a joke. Like, he said it like with sincerity. I'm sure he can laugh with it. I'm sure all his friends can laugh with it. It's funny. Yeah. I don't believe this. But the fact that he had to say it, Greg.
Yeah.
Painful.
Did you see the other Free My Brother news bit?
I didn't.
Supposedly there was some sort of news bit that came out that they have zero plans going forward for Shinsuke Nakamura, and there were people who were quite upset that their former IWGP World Champion has nothing going on in the future, and that he should go and jump ship. And I was just like, your man does not care.
No. He saw that report and he got excited.
I was like, oh, more surfing time. It's summer.
I hope they don't call me in either. I'm just trying to
fucking. Beach and jiu-jitsu? Fuck yeah.
He did an interview the other day, literally a couple of days ago, where he said, I have no plans on leaving this place. I love it here. What are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. What do you mean? He's got nothing for me? You know what they got for me? This direct deposit, motherfucker. I'll be fine. I'll be just fine.
Less dates? Fuck yeah.
And they just re-signed him too. Like, he's gonna be just fine. I'm out of here.
I get to hang out with my homie who just won a UFC fight? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. They got this Dom and Liv story going. Listen.
Before we leave it again, I also just want to imagine, just like, you imagine trying to convince Shinsuke Nakamura to go to fucking AEW. He's just like, I'm just trying to go back to that hard working shit.
You think I can still do that shit? No, sir. No.
I would stay if I could have kept doing that shit.
He said, my back hurts just looking at that shit. I'm not fucking going over there. Good luck.
For what it's worth, I do sympathize with those of you who wanted to see, your boy succeed in the WWE. I watched him for years before he got here. I get it.
Did you not lose hope with the rest of us at WrestleMania 34? Like, why are you still clinging on to
I lost hope before 34.
Well, I thought they motherfucker won the Royal Rumble. I thought we were actually gonna do something. I didn't. That first night I
was that the same year Oscar won it?
It was. We were.
I was just like,
Hawaii. Triple H was in his weeb era. He's like, we got this.
That's funny, Mac.
Oh, I didn't see that. Nakamura saw Omega take the Tiger Driver and said, nope. I didn't even know they were still doing that. What the fuck? Get out of here. But yeah. The Liv Morgan and Dom Mysterio thing is cute. I'm having fun with it just because it's funny watching people go super crazy because WWE is re-injecting a little sexuality in the story, and it's like the most over fucking thing. Like injecting.
Injecting. Yeah. But yeah, this isn't a how do you say a complaint or a whatever negative, for lack of a better term, negativity to the program. I just want to say that every time Liv says "Daddy Dom" on TV, I want to die.
My Daddy Dom.
Oh, stop it! No, it's so fucking weird.
It's not just it's funny. I think it's funny because everybody goes crazy for the angle, but I'm like, it's it's all right. Got minimum effort.
They're not doing much of anything they've never done. It's just that, like, Liv Morgan is Liv, and she does not shy away from that energy.
She's very cute. That's gonna do it. It's that whiff. It's that whiff of sexuality.
Like that's the woman who, like, admitted got in trouble because, like, oh man, my outfit was too short. I kind of got some heat for that.
I do think that they're kind of. I have this idea that she's gonna like fuck the Judgment Day over, and they're all gonna end up screwed up, and in the end, she's gonna run away with Finn Balor.
Fucking Brazzers sticker.
Goodbye, everyone. It's
Oh man, they recolored that scene for me. I thought Finn was being a bro by swiping that fucking hotel key.
Oh, he was broing all right. I've been there.
But also, like, I don't know, it was weird because then I'm like, wait, is the implication that she thought it was Dom and something happened? Because that's bad.
He's like, hey, it could be a sitcom situation where she just never opened her eyes and just thought it was Dom.
Oh, it's so bad.
If you think about it that bad, some people have pointed out the similarities between Liv harassing Dom and
Don't bring up the Kane thing. Don't bring up the Kane thing.
Not the Kane thing, but even worse than that, the real life situation.
Yes, that is also true. Yes.
And I didn't even consider.
I was sticking to the poor kayfabe decisions they've made.
I didn't consider that the Vince angle on this. I don't think anybody did.
I don't think it. No, I think everyone's just sort of patiently waiting for a fucking Rhea Ripley shitstorm.
Pretty much. I mean, and how far away is that? Like. Right. Personally, I believe they kayfabed her number, and we'll see her back a little sooner.
Oh, you mean the old Cena numbers?
The old John Cena. Somebody's life is gonna be ruined by a surprise Royal Rumble entry.
Right. Well, I think, yeah. I know my girlfriend had a pretty interesting moment where she's just like, she was watching that scene yesterday and was just going, there's not going to be a Judgment Day to come back to.
She's got a fucking point. I actually
Now,
think
help me out with this, because I haven't been able to answer the question for her or my friend. I missed something. When did Carlito get in here?
So, it's funny. He turned on he turned on LWO, right?
Yes.
But it was the
Because
same.
he was the one involved in the one beating, right?
Well, yeah, he beat up Dragon Lee backstage, and then they found out weeks later. But they found out the week of the draft, right? So they didn't get to do the paperwork to remove him from LWO after he turned. So he got drafted with LWO, like after he turned heel. So now he's on Raw because they didn't remove him from Judgment Day.
Meanwhile, Gunther and Kaiser put that paperwork in quick.
He got rid of him ASAP. I did the paperwork before Ludwig actually hit him. So we were ready. But yeah, Carlito comes over and Dom ends up bringing him into the Judgment Day because he hates Rey Mysterio as well. He's like, hey, we have something in common. But he fought his way to get accepted. Damn it, he was. And
now Carlito's just like the new bad influence of the group.
Yeah.
He's like, that's cool. It's not cool. Sorry.
I actually was going to talk about this right now. Mac brought up, do we think WWE overdid it like they usually do by doing another Wyatt tape? Felt like the first one was perfect and they're running it into the ground now.
I don't know that 2 is running it into the ground, but it is getting it very close to the cliff edge.
Yeah. I thought it was weird to do another one in the first place. I agree with that. But it was good. I mean, it was good. The first one was great. This one's good. I think we should stop before we deteriorate into meh. But I like what we're doing here. I like that we've addressed some of the more real things about this story because I didn't want them to be like spooky ghosts. They're just kind of weird. They're just weirdos. They're just like, we believe.
Weren't they already?
Destroy. Well, they're always weird, but I didn't want them to have magic powers. Like, okay, we can turn the lights off. Fine. Anybody can pay the fucking lights people to do that, but I didn't want them teleporting.
Sabu did it constantly.
All the time. Hey, turn that shit off before I stab you, or whatever. I can imagine that's how that goes. You threaten them to death. Play this video. Hey, wait, they don't need to give it to Michael Cole. They need to have them in the production truck, like horrifying the production people. Play this video right now.
Sure.
But Hills Have Eyes family, Max. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh no, poor Nikki. I'm still weird about the angle. I mean, not the Bray of it all. Like, I don't really care. I'm just like, I'm wondering how these things work without Bray. But it seems they had their own little niche they digged out. So we'll see how it goes moving forward. They've been teasing that they want to attack people that take advantage of their families. And I was like, well, this Chad Gable thing is cute.
It's a shame Vince left.
Well, there's that, but that also sounds like the bloodline, doesn't it? Man, I was like, wow,
sure.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's kind of what their big plan is with the Wyatt Six. If they want to do like a bloodline thing, they have four men and Nikki Cross.
Yes.
So I mean that's enough to fight Solo and the Tongans and
Fatu. The Redbeard, the Gacy,
Dexter Loomis.
Yes. It's funny because I joked for so long that like Gacy's NXT theme was just diet Broken Out in Love.
He He's probably one of the better wrestlers in the bunch, right? Gacy was a good wrestler. Or am I confusing
Overall,
him
yeah,
for
I think
another
so.
UK person? He was wasn't he one of the good UK wrestlers before they gave him one of the?
Actually, like the first time I saw Joe Gacy, he was on that CZW like Gym Wars show that I did, and I just thought, oh, this big guy's got some pop to him.
God damn, he's been wrestling that long.
Yeah, he has. He used
Shit.
to be a lot. He used to be heavier, so good on him.
Good on him. He's got a good thing going for him. But yeah, I got this feeling that that they were gonna do Wyatt
CZW.
6.
Mac knows what I'm talking about.
That they were gonna do Wyatt 6 versus Bloodline. And I thought that would be they're positioning them as babyfaces. And I thought my first thing was like, well, that's weird. You know, normally when these people come in, they're heels. And
I want to say in that situation, you just had to anticipate the instant sympathy for those, at least for Bo and anything Bo adjacent.
Yeah, that's also true. I like this though. I'm really hooked to this idea that they should do Bo and Bo versus Bray. I'm Bo versus Bray. Excuse me. Fucking Bloodline versus Wyatt 6. But,
would that be after War Games?
it'd be later on. You know what? You do it at like Royal Rumble or the second pay per view after that. Some 6.
I ask it because I'm like the Bloodline are busy.
Yeah, no, you do that down the line, but yeah, for sure. I'm excited.
What's up, Ricochet?
Oh, Ricochet is gone. He's officially out of the WWE. They moved him to the alumni. His contract expired. He can show up on AEW today. He didn't, but technically he could.
But most importantly, Samantha Irvin was on Raw.
She was. She's back home.
I'm sorry, Ricochet, but yeah.
He posted a picture of himself in the suit, and everybody was laughing like he got that negotiation outfit on. Like, look at this. No, that's great for him. He's free to join AEW now, and probably will. Everyone in the company thinks that he will be joining. For when it comes to people like Ricochet and his moveset and what he can offer at this point, that's gonna be the place for him to go. Whether he can fit on the card or not, that'll be up to him. I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes there a little bit.
You know what's interesting about it to me at this point, because of how large the roster is every time you see or just consider a new signee, I start asking myself, okay, so who's getting taken off the card?
Who doesn't fit right now? Jericho's falling off. Nah, he's never losing his spot. That's what
you know. Like they got the entire Cage of Agony onto Dynamite tonight. Like, do they get on because when we get Ricochet?
Oh, that was even weirder. That was weird as fuck too. Like Brian Cage was going fucking head to head with Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
a couple fucking weeks ago, and tonight he was a jobber. and he was very easily defeatable. I'm already weird about that. But yes, that's why. Listen, when you're on a fucking roster like this one with these people on it, make sure you can fucking make sure you're not the one to fall off the fucking card.
It's tough, right? Like
it's gonna be hard because it's gonna get even harder. But
like the level of guy like Kyle O'Reilly is at, and Kyle O'Reilly is seemingly doing nothing. You know,
and he's Kyle O'Reilly. But you know what? He's Kyle O'Reilly, so I have complete faith that he's just fucking fine.
But you know what I mean. It's so easy to sort of fall off the TV cliff there because there's so many people and so many things to do. And
I always feel bad for him because he
actually shit.
he already fought this war like before he went out injured. He already kind of came in and was seemingly doing nothing, and then kind of started seeing the potential in him and what they could do for him, and then he went out for so long that it's like, well, I'm glad you're back, but we'll have to get there again.
Yeah,
eventually. But he will. Like I said, He's Kyle O'Reilly. He'll get back. But yeah, Action Andretti's fucked. we have the good one now. Mina Shirakawa.
Why Mina Shirakawa and Brian Danielson the same?
Oh, well, Brian Danielson told Sports Illustrated that Mina Shirakawa has done an incredible job in terms of getting over as a personality on AEW TV. He said her personality just bleeds through the screen.
Yeah, that's bad news for Stardom.
He said he didn't really get to talk to her, but he was watching Dynamite with Tony, and they both talked about how good a job she did. And I was like, well,
you know who you shouldn't watch Dynamite with, Brian? Your wife.
He was like, oh no, don't fucking. She's like, so what do you like about Mina specifically?
Her charisma.
I don't even think Brian notices breasts. He's just like, do they wrestle? Do they wrestle? Do they know how to wrestle?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's good stuff. There's AEW numbers. Oh, that's great. So, but I actually,
so I need to ask you because I'm thinking about. We just talked about Brian Danielson, and I'm reminded of Nigel Guinness's incredibly dirty jokes about Brian's marriage. As we get closer to All In, do you think they pull that trigger?
I'm almost more certain now than I've ever been. There's just something that doesn't. The Hangman story is so Swerve centric.
Yes.
That and as that's the good thing about this story, I guess, is that Brian's story also makes perfect sense. The idea that I've taken too many big losses and my career is coming to an end and I need to get the big one now. And you would think, like, man, that's probably going to be it for Brian, because if they don't do it now, when can they do it? But the Swerve Hangman story is the one. Like, that's the real. That's the. You'd be stupid not to do that at Wembley Stadium. It's got so much heat built in.
The only thing I'm worried about is what more can they do to each other.
That's the thing. I'm like, what do we even do? Like, it's fucking strap them into cars and make them play chicken?
Instead of a wrestling match, it's just a fucking shootout.
I think guys like Swerve, guys like Swerve take that as a challenge. You know, like, let's see what we can do.
Sure, but I've seen what Swerve did in Lucha Underground, and I'm sure I wanted to answer that challenge.
Like, we still want to have a champion the next day.
What do you mean it's a plate of glass?
You can't actually do a JML driver off the top of Wembley Stadium. You just can't. There's insurance things we have to worry about. So
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think the Adam Page and Swerve program is so has so much heat going into it that there's no reason to do anything else at Wembley.
Yeah.
Anything else would be a waste of time. The only argument you could make, which I don't care for, is that, like, well, I don't know, maybe you want to draw for Chicago, but that's a poor decision.
I mean, you need one for 2 weeks later, but you've got 2 weeks of Dynamite. Like, you'll be fine. Like, you set something up on the Dynamite after fucking Wembley. Like, you don't remember how fast.
You better be prepared for it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you set that up months and months and months and months in advance. Like, there ain't no way. Like, you like, come on. And I mean, last year we ended up getting, and it was just 1 week. It was next fucking week, and they ended up putting All Out ended up being better than All In wrestling wise.
You thought so?
I did. We had the Brian. We had the Miro match. We had the Brian. Oh, Ricky Starks. That's fucked up.
Is that the last time we saw Miro?
Oh shit! I think it is.
Has it been a full fucking year?
Miro, you fucking idiot. Anyway, he fucked up. God damn it, Miro. Make me so sad. Like, you just go back to WWE and be fucking Rusev and possibly get a push. Really probably don't. Fucking but yeah, the Brian Nigel thing Mac brought up the thing that I was going to bring up is that 2 years ago, Nigel said if he was going to get in the ring, he didn't want to be a broken down version of himself. But 1 year ago, Brian.
Oh fuck.
Said, oh fuck. Yeah. 1 year ago, Brian said because Nigel was talking to people how he wanted to face Brian at All In, and I remember Brian coming out and being like, "I will," basically admonishing him like he should not be saying things like that because he's creating an expectation for a match that he is not physically capable of delivering.
Right.
And Nigel, I guess, yeah, I would imagine that they spoke and they decided that if Nigel can get back into that condition in a year, they would do the match then. Because I remember Nigel posting a picture of gear that he got made for Wembley and being like, "Oh man, I can't wait to use this someday." And I was like, "Why would he fucking get gear made?"
Right.
If he didn't have a conversation already. So I
not just have gear made, but then publicly display.
Yeah, show it off. Like, this is so sad, Nigel. Stop it. You're making me think back to that fucking documentary.
I've never watched it.
No? Oh my god. That was so rough to watch back then. That was so hard to watch back then. Now it would probably be really easy because he has a good ending, but it was so sad.
Is that the WWE one or the one he put together?
No, the one he put together.
Okay.
It was so harrowing.
The last one again or so whatever.
Yeah, Max says he has a DVD signed. Whoa, lucky you son of a bitch. You actual lucky son of a bitch. I never got to get the DVD. I had to download it like a thief, even though Nigel really needed the money. I'm so sorry. I was so young. I didn't have a job.
Oh God, I just saw this. Oh God, it's worse than I imagined.
What do you mean? Where he's crying in the car?
No. The fucking. I thought it was just a picture of the gear, not him in it.
Oh fuck! You know what? I only remember the gear on the bed.
I'm looking at him in it.
Send me the picture. That's fucked up. I do believe that Nigel McGuinness is gonna face Bryan Danielson at All In, and I think that that's the best. For me as a fan, that's like the best possible fucking thing they could have done. For me, like, come on, Nigel versus Bryan in the United Kingdom at ROH Unified. That's one of the matches that.
If I can make a cute comparison, it's a longer version of like Muto coming out and immediately just going no. Shono, you in here now, and basically him and Shono getting to retire quote together in a 30-second match.
Essentially, but like drawn out. Like this is a drawn out version of that.
Right.
Look, as long as they don't do
fucking position himself to have his last match against Shono, even though
that was really cool though. That was cool.
It was.
But I imagine that Bryan versus Nigel will be really cool. He's gonna have his theme in front of 50,000 fucking Brits just like him. It is a real full circle moment and a real thank you for everything moment, and it'll be one of those happy endings in pro wrestling. Especially because this is definitely gonna be Nigel's retirement. But yeah, that's where we are. I wanted to talk about a couple of things.
I mean, like it's one of those things where like it's obviously already his retirement, but like we get to sort of give Nigel a much better send off while sending off Bryan Danielson at the same time.
I wanted it to be the double retirement. I thought they could both leave, but Bryan's
that's kind of how I saw it. Even though like Bryan's committed to the idea that it's only a full time.
No, but he's also got the Tacoma match. He's got one more match in the retirement run in the final countdown tour, which they really should be calling it the final countdown tour. Like, how are we? I know Ring of Honor did it already, but you literally own them.
Do they have to spend? Do they have to pay for that too?
It should come in the package. Anyway, one of the last things I wanted to talk about was that good old Bloodline segment last week. Jacob Fatu. This is another piece of good book.
Fire.
Jacob Fatu had come in, and immediately everyone was talking about how much Aura and vibe he had or over Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
But on this SmackDown, I guess what they call acknowledgement ceremony, Solo makes them all acknowledge him, and having Jacob Fatu acknowledge him straight up like, I love you, Solo, I acknowledge you. And I was like,
first off, can we count out that for some reason Jacob Fatu could only speak in like small intervals?
It's all one breath. I love you, Solo. It comes out. I had to breathe and get it in and out. But I thought it was just a couple lines, but it did a lot to position Solo Sikoa as above Jacob Fatu because he fucking needed it. He really needed that, and he called him his enforcer. So now, even though he's stronger, you get this idea that Solo has the leash. Solo has the leash on Jacob Fatu, and it really, really does a lot for the bloodline and their presence. This guy's not Jake, and it's crazy because Jacob Fatu just kind of added a whole fucking ounce of weight to the group without overshadowing the group. It's really cool fucking piece of booking.
Yeah. My only downside for it is for that group is just like it's weird how only Jacob to me seems like a strong opposition.
Yeah.
To some degree, it's the booking's fault. So I saw a few people make the point that like Solo took that position after just years of taking L's and getting one Cena win and said that was it.
He even lost 34 times after that. But then I said,
everyone's just like fucking Solo beat John Cena, and everyone's just like, so did Austin Theory. Who fucking cares?
I felt like that added to the story. This idea that Jacob isn't ready. I mean, not Jacob, Solo.
Sure.
Because he's just like, like, why does he deserve a title shot? He doesn't give a fuck. Like, he doesn't care about winning or none of these things that should matter to a wrestler. That's the problem with him. Like, Roman Reigns understood that even though he was the tribal chief, there's a ladder to climb and, rules to follow, and he has to defeat certain guys to become champion and shit. Solo's taking 34 losses. He doesn't give a fuck. I want to be champion anyway. I want to be the tribal chief anyway. Like a baby, like I don't know. I don't know any better. So he's got to learn his lesson, obviously. But it adds to the story, I feel like. But my mouse is fucking dying. It's funny. It's actually stopping on me. But yeah, I thought this was a great segment. Paul Heyman taking these fucking crazy ass bum. Look how big, look how fucking out of shape he looks.
They were very kind to him with the
spike
going for a headbutt instead of a splash.
Yeah.
At least that was my read on that choice.
Because I'm not making fun of Paul Heyman for being fat, but when you splash somebody, you can only give yourself so much room. You can only give yourself the length of your fucking forearm and knees to protect them. And Heyman's got a big belly. I don't know that Jacob would have been able to.
I think he's getting to that belly before any of those extremities get to the mat. I don't think it works that way.
Heyman is shitting himself on live TV. They're not doing that fucking splash. But
yes, Chauncey, we do boo MJF again, I guess.
Do we boo MJF again? Jacob's a tribal chief. Jacob, unfortunately, is just an enforcer. But booing MJF again is the way to do it. That's exactly.
Fatu is more like a tribal assassin?
Yeah, that's a good one. Is tribal assassin. Jacob Fatu did slim down a lot.
Amazing. Like that was impressive.
He looks great. And it doesn't look like a weird Ozempic thing. He looks great. He's got a great look, But moving on from that, I guess I want to see the bloodline dominate now. They don't even have Paul Heyman, So I kind of not dominate in matches, but I just want to see them fuck shit up. Like, just fuck shit up.
You want them to be a street gang.
That's what they've told me that they are. They said these are criminals that didn't get background checked. Like, they didn't get background checked. You just brought them in.
Yes. And now for the people who are like, for the people who keep talking about, like, at the moment, the Tongan to Samoan ratio is at 50%.
That's great. Jacob Solo Sikoa believes in a more diversified bloodline than the Roman did. Thoughts on Dijak leaving WWE and getting booked immediately? No surprise. Although I'm surprised he fucking went and got a Rev Pro booking already against Michael Oku. But no surprise. He was, I guess, I don't know if he was backstage at Forbidden Door or whatever the case, but I imagine someday he'll show up over there too.
I know somebody asked him, based on the stuff he was talking about with the WWE deal, if he had submitted any ideas to AEW like he had for WWE, and he's just like, those have already been drafted and sent. I was like, okay. I expect the hustle.
Hey, listen, get that job, man.
I'm gonna laugh if Dijak shows up and Keith Lee gets mysteriously cleared from whatever ailments.
Wait a minute. Wasn't your shit broken? Hey, what are you doing here?
Who am I?
Timing, you see. The great universe has timing. That's kayfabe, motherfucker. That's kayfabe. You're lying. You know, I was telling Mac on the SmackDown post show that because he was like, how the fuck are we supposed to get to Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam? And I was like, we're not even supposed to know that match is gonna happen. Like right now, we're not even supposed to be. I wouldn't even have suspected that they were gonna do Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. Fuck, they're teasing Randy and Cody over and over again. Like I would have suspected this was the match. I'm still weird about this not being the match at SummerSlam, but I imagine they want to give it to some pay-per-view in fucking Antarctica.
Right.
The Penguins react really wonderfully. It's excellent.
Chauncey, I don't think Jacob should ever be in Solo's role. I don't think that's the role for his character. I don't think that's the kind of guy. Like, I don't think Jacob Fatu is the kind of guy I would want to put out there as the posturizer and the face of this, this group thing they've got going on. The one who's got to talk and do all the stuff. Like, I think Jacob Fatu right now is best positioned as this unpredictable, violent wild man.
Yeah, someday he might turn on Solo too, and that's where the gas is. That's where the juice is. They'll be like, wow. And it'll happen someday. You just gotta wait for it. Jesus says they're gonna do fucking Cody versus Orton at a live event. Then Charlie Dempsey invading.
Oh wait, no, I got it for you right now. Fucking Cody versus Orton's gonna be at that fucking piece of shit house show Starrcade.
Oh no, God, that's so fucked up. Come on, Cody, you're the champion now. You can't let that shit be. Man, that's some fucked up Vince shit right there, man. That can't come back. That cannot come back. Starrcade house shows. Starrcade house shows is wild, disrespectful. What the fuck? That's crazy.
I took your biggest show and made it a non-canon live event.
I don't even like to think about that. But yes. Yes. Cody versus Orton. It'll come. So Charlie Dempsey invaded TNA Impact, and then he came back the next episode with the No Quarter Catch crew.
That makes two companies for Charlie Dempsey.
And I'm just like, man, this is, you know what? It's fine. This is the level that TNA is on, and I know it's a joke. It's funny that WWE sends its main eventers over to other companies, and TNA is getting the NXT guys. But let's be for real right now in today's TNA, right? It is what it is. This is the best that they're gonna get, and it's good enough. It's more than good enough for them.
TNA should be blessed to get a Jada Parker.
They get Jada Parker. They should fucking count their fucking blessing for real. But the fact that they got William Regal's son is big enough for them.
Yeah.
Enjoy that shit.
Did you see the did you see that Moose made overtures to doing something with Opa Femi?
He's gonna have to, because he was talking about some, NXT ain't me, it's the main roster I want.
Oh, did you say that?
He basically implied that it's main roster he needs, not NXT. But
I respect the hustle. It's not gonna get you anywhere, but I respect you for being about it.
Moose versus Opa Femi would be awesome. I don't want to see Moose lose. I don't want to see Opa Femi lose. Fuck Moose. But yeah, shit. I think that's everything we can talk about. I think this fucking Ronda Rousey.
Don't do that. Literally.
This is fucking dumb. Look at Paul Heyman. Not Paul Heyman, not Miz, and not Triple H on the cover. Johnsy, you're right about TNA getting at least AJ Styles or Lashley. Some of their
Lashley hurt?
Yes. Yeah, he's off television right now. The Street Profits are just on TV by themselves, looking lost.
Yeah, Izzy Dame.
They did get Izzy Dame. She answered Jordan Grace's open challenge for the women's championship.
Don't they also have like Tatum Paxley?
They had Tatum Paxley at the Against All Odds pay-per-view. She answered Jordan Grace's open challenge there as well.
Sure.
Fucking.
You know what would be sad at this point? Like, I don't think it's gonna happen because I don't think it'll last that long. It would be an impact to TNA's best interest to not let this deal turn into the Ring of Honor New Japan one.
They definitely don't want to hitch their wagon to any big old NXT storylines that will last long enough to be the only thing people are interested in.
Yeah.
But
other than that, like I guess this is interesting for them. I still look at TNA as like the show nobody could find on TV
because they can't.
Mm-hmm.
They actually literally cannot.
So, like, that is what it is at the end of the day. I'm sure this is cool for a good bit of them. It's going to get a lot of those Impact guys seen, which is better for their job perspectives once those contracts go up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, having Impact be a place that a viable place for people to work would be great, because honestly these days they're better, but the Scott D'Amore thing really derailed the momentum that they had going for them, but they're still better than they have been. And
oh no,
when you hear
there was a TNA channel.
Yeah, me either. Oh, they had I know on Pluto TV they had like an Impact channel.
That I do know about. Yeah, but they play a lot of interesting classic shit, which is always interesting to pop in on. You just rock up to the TNA channel. It's like, oh, it's Against All Odds 2007. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit I want to see though. Like, I'm just flipping through the channels and they're just giving AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. Oh fuck yeah!
I'm gonna say AJ Styles versus Abyss, but these are ones good for me.
Shit. But
I'll say this: the AJ Styles was out here pulling great matches out of Abyss, just like fuck. I got a reputation to keep up. No.
Somebody brought up that there's a TNA Impact DVD out there. It's Abyss's best matches, and he only wins one. And it's his DVD. Like, what the fuck? He really should have took that WWE deal in 2006. But
wow. John Chauncey got us out here trying to put the blacks against each other.
Oh no, they're all great champions. Damn it. Max says he has the DVD. He's the one who brought that to our attention. You motherfucker! I smoked too much weed. I forgot it was you. I'm sorry. I thought it was the thing I scrolled by. No, but I just think I really would love to see Impact get a new influx of fucking attention and money and budget and all this shit. Because when people say something like, "I don't think Ricochet should go to AEW. I think he should go to TNA," it's like, come on, dog. That's what you want for him right now.
I respect to some degree. I respect the idea of just like somebody do something different, but
well, like when you think of them as people, you know what I'm saying?
Sure, absolutely. Like if you're like, that's obviously not the best job, but you know.
I get it. I appreciate like when Ziggler went over there, but I feel like he was the test. Like he went over there with all that fucking momentum and buzz, and everybody was like, "Yeah, TNA!" And then the Scott D'Amore news came out, and then it was like, "Ooh, ooh." No more tension there." But he's doing main events and shit, and Mustafa Ali's having like top tier wrestling matches on Impact pay-per-views, and it's not getting the buzz and it's not getting the attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's a shame that it is like that right now, but I think the WWE partnership will really help when it comes to perception issues like that one. But that is the week in professional wrestling as far as we can tell.
As far as we know.
So that means that tomorrow morning, Vince
when we wake up and some new news is out, like it always happens.
Vince's sentence, he's going to jail. Elliot,
oh my god,
my boy, favorite DSR show of the week. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it with all my heart. And if he mentioned DSR show of the week, that's because there's fucking 1,000 of them. We're literally Dershi Radio. We're like a network now. We've got fucking Raw post shows on Monday. We've got NXT post shows on Tuesday, Dynamite on Wednesday, flagship podcast Thursday mornings, just like right now. Thursday
I'll put this out there. If any of you, by the small possibility, are native English speaking folk in the Tokyo area, New Japan is giving out jobs.
Oh shit. Get those jobs. Hold on one second. I just want to remind everybody. Impact on Thursday, Friday on SmackDown. I wanted to remind everybody that we do have Money in the Bank this weekend on Saturday. Money in the Bank post show, and then Sunday we'll be doing.
John, are you reaching for the Money in the Bank briefcase?
I once considered it, but I didn't want to spend $100. And then Sunday we have 3NT Wrestling in the morning, as well as NXT Heatwave post show rewind. That's us though. That's us. You can find us here again next week, same time, same bad channel. And if you haven't had enough of me, and you like Marvel Comics, you read Grant Morrison's new X-Men run, his legendary run on new X-Men, then stay tuned to Dershi Radio, because I'm clearly gonna head towards a divorce and have no family left. I'm about to fucking
do
another podcast. I'm gonna be here live talking about Grant Morrison's new X-Men in just a little bit. But as for wrestling, as for hanging out with my boy Greg,
999.
I'm leaning on Greg's shoulder right now. He can't do anything about it. Oh. Anyway, I'm trying to. There we go. Got my fucking wire and I can hear us. But that's us, man. I'm here. Greg, did you have anything you wanted to say to people before we went to bed?
Yeah, if you are a native English speaker in Japan, apparently New Japan would like to hire you for their native speaking for their digital media team. That's
actually awesome. What the fuck? Why am I here? Like that job is screaming at me right now.
Well,
you can do the job from America. Why do you need me to be in Tokyo?
Why can't I have it here? No.
Literally can do it from my phone. New Japan. Jazzy's horrible. He's trying to get. He said, "Fuck it, I got us and wrestling." You know what? You're right. I don't need none of this wife and kid shit.
Oh my god.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. It's fun as always. And thank you, Greg, for being here with me. We're a couple of fucking maniacs. We'll be here again next week with our third friend, Nicholas. He's on top of my head right here. Yeah, have a good night, though. I'm trying to get to the thank you graphic, but I told you guys my mouse is dying, so it keeps sputtering. There we go. Thank you.